Putin feels when he sees things like this, he realizes, okay, next time it can be not 1 minute, maybe 10 minutes. And next time it will not just fly, but attack some object there.
Overnight, Russia has launched a barrage of missiles towards Ukraine in an attack which put the whole country under an air alert for several hours. Ukraine's defense forces say that they have destroyed 18 of 29 missiles that were launched, and that in the early hours its military has attacked Russian ships in Crimea. Let's speak to Oleksiy Goncharenko. He's the Ukrainian MP, president of the PACE Committee on Migration, Refugees and Displaced Persons. Oleksiy joins us now. Tell us a little bit about what it's like where you are at the moment in Odessa.
Today there were several air raid alerts, but fortunately today there were no missile or drone attacks. But yes, in the night there was, as you told, massive barrage of missiles aiming on energy, first of all, energy infrastructure in the western part of Ukraine. And one thing which I want to add to what you said is that one of Russian missiles for, I think, 49 seconds was in the airspace of Poland. And really, I can't understand why it was not intercepted. Now we have a statement from Minister of Foreign Affairs of Poland said it was not intercepted because they thought that it's not going to attack any object on Polish territory. So it came back to Ukrainian airspace. But it sounds for me strange. I mean, how could you know? And if it would fall, and in general, I mean, Russian missile in your airspace, and you are not intercepting it. I really can't understand this.
Oleksiy, tell us a little bit about what's going on in the Black Sea. Ukraine is saying that the 2 large landing ships have been attacked. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, yesterday was the biggest from the beginning of full-scale invasion. Ukrainian missile and drone attack on Black Sea, on objects of Black Sea Fleet, Russian Black Sea Fleet, and it was very successful. We destroyed a very important communication center with a number of Russian officers there. Also, we know that we hit 2 Russian embarkment ships, military ships, but we don't know the final result. So did they become submarines like missile cruiser Moskva before, or they're just damaged? I can't now tell you for sure. I think in the nearest hours we will have more information about the level of damage that was caused to the ships. But in any way, that's very good because Ukraine having no fleet at all. Well, unfortunately, we don't have solid military navy. Almost we don't have it. But we destroyed already a significant part of Russian Black Sea Fleet, and now we continue to do this. This is a very important and good news because we often speak about land, but in reality, sea war is not less important, maybe even more important.
Oleksiy, I want to take you back to the incident that you mentioned about the missile that went over Polish territory. It flew there for almost a minute without encountering any resistance. From your point of view, do you feel that is showing weakness from the West, if you like, that they would be, not happy to see that incursion, but nothing much happened? Do you think that President Putin needs to understand that any incursion of NATO force airspace is going to be swiftly reciprocated?
Absolutely. I mean, it's not even what I think, but I can tell you that Putin feels when he sees things like this, he realizes, okay, next time it can be not 1 minute, maybe 10 minutes. And next time it will not just fly, but attack some object there. Putin understands only one language of force, like any tyrant, like any geopolitical maniac who are tyrants. So like any bully. So definitely it's the sign of weakness, and Putin will understand it and translate it only like this. And I just want to remind you that in Warsaw, not long ago, President Biden said, we are telling you solid rock, we will protect any inch of NATO territory. but okay, it was NATO airspace.
Mm.
40 seconds missile, which could kill people. And I mean, and I don't believe that it was an accident. Russians, I'm sure they are trying. They are looking for boundaries
Okay.
where they will be stopped.
Okay, and just finally, Oleksiy, before we go, President Putin has tried to make much of the 11 people that were arrested for the attack on the Moscow concert hall. He was making the point that they were heading towards Ukrainian border. What do you have to say to his assertions that perhaps these attacks are connected with people in Ukraine?
It's a very good question. It's very hard to speak about it shortly, but again, first of all, it's crazy. Russian-Ukrainian border now is a front line. How they could cross the border? There is no crossing points. And if they will just try to get through, the fields, they would just be killed because it's an active war coming there. So saying that they wanted to go to Ukraine through this border is just insane. So crazy. Secondly, no one of them is Ukrainian at all. Thirdly, they are Islamist extremists. But Putin tries to say that Ukraine has connections with Islamist terrorists. There is no one just facts about this. But we have facts that Putin is in big love and friendship with Islamist extremists, Hamas, Hezbollah, Houthis, and others who act like Russian proxies. So I mean that's absolutely crazy. Either Putin organized this himself, like he did it before, blowing down residential buildings in Moscow and other cities when he was moving to power in 1999. Oh, it was a real failure of Russian security services. They were attacked by Islamist extremists, but now they are trying to accusing this Ukraine, which is completely crazy.
Okay. Oleksiy, I'll have to leave it there. But thank you so much for giving us your time. I really appreciate it.